Alright, so we got another project here today. My ATV was kind of pulling to the right a little bit. I had changed the brake pads on it a little while ago, so I thought maybe there's some adjustment with the brake pads, but I don't think that's what's going on. I think that we actually need to do an alignment. So today's video is going to be all about how to do a quick and easy alignment. And I had to buy some parts off of Amazon, some new tie rods and connectors, some bushings. So we're going to be installing them because unfortunately the other ones are just like too rusted out, they wouldn't adjust. So let me show you real quick. This is how you can find out if your ATV is out of alignment, if it's pulling to like one side or the other. This is how you can quickly and easily determine how your ATV is out of alignment. Okay, so we got the ATV here obviously, and you should see that rope or line that I have. And what you do is you just kind of like tie it all around the wheels, maybe like halfway down the wheels, and then just tie it in a knot in the back. Okay, and that's what that looks like. And what that's doing is that's basically creating a square. So what I mean is in the back, then if you look down, you can see that here, and then here on the tires are touching. So we know that that back tire is square. And then in the front, you'll notice that one side is going to be touching as well. So here is clearly touching. There's no gap in there. But there is a gap here in the back. So I don't know if you can see that. Let's see here. See, it actually, there's a gap there. So we know that tire is out of alignment. And it's not really by much. So you can see that gap. It's right there. See, it's about the, I don't know, maybe the width of my finger. So at the back here, it's probably 3/16 of an inch out of alignment. Let's go over to the other side. So this is the front. So you can see in the front that the tire, the line is clearly touching the front of the tire, but the back of the tire here, you can clearly see has a gap. I mean, that's pretty distinct right there. You can see I'll move it out, in and out, and that's what the tie rod does. All right, so the tie rod is actually a pretty inexpensive little item. This right here is the tie rod. And back inside there is the connection, and then on the inside of it, or the flip side, it connects down there with a bushing. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is the tie rod actually has a small area where you can adjust it, and it should be like right around in this area, down in here. Okay, and I'll show you on the new part what that looks like. But there's a little bolt at the end, and then you should be able to twist the tie rod. You should be able to twist the tie rod in or out, and what that does is that changes the position of the actual tire. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. All right, so here is the replacement kit that I have, and this is the tie rod, the new tie rod. It's threaded on one side and on the other, and the bushings get connected, to either side. Okay. And you'll notice right there that it has a little flat spot, and that's designed that you can put like a wrench or something on there, and then you can twist it one way or the other with the wrench, and then you can adjust the actual tire. So, and then when you get to your desired location, you simply tighten down these individual nuts on the threads, and that locks it in place. Okay, so it's an ingenious design, and it works really well when it works well. My problem is on this ATV is that the tie rods and everything are just too rusted. They won't adjust, they won't turn. So for the price of basically $35, I got this kit. I will link it to the link of this kit on Amazon, but I just want to make sure everybody knows I am not sponsored by these people. I'm not vouching for them. I don't get any kickbacks or money whatsoever. It just so happened that they have this kit. It looked nice, It looked like it was a reasonable price, and it fit my style of ATV, so I bought it from them. So make sure if you do this, you buy the right tie rod end kit that fits your ATV. Hey, real quick, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, or if it helps you out in any way on any of the videos, please hit that subscribe button. It's really easy. It's free for you, and it just helps out my channel a lot. Thanks, guys. Okay, so here's one end of the tie rod right here with the bushing. I mean, as you can see, you know, it's kind of rusted out. I actually tried to adjust this before I bought the kit, and I kind of, you know, stripped off this adjusting nut right here. But there's the little, you know, area where you could, you know, twist the tie rod, and you can imagine if the tie rod goes in or out this way, it's going to adjust, you know, the pitch or whatever of the tire this way. So that's the purpose of it, because the rest of the control arms down here, these are not adjustable per se. You know, this is really what you're supposed to be adjusting. So, and then the same thing back up in here, but these just disconnect with cotter pins and stuff. It shouldn't be a big. All right, it started raining, and had to get my stuff out of there, but I did get the other tie rod out, and you can see that that's the rusty one. So what you want to do is you would basically want to connect these gold type of nuts on the back. That goes on the inside of the ATV, and then the silver one, you notice that goes on the outside towards the tire. So you want to have that little notch right there that's going towards the tire, so you have easy access to adjust it. So what I recommend doing is just basically screwing it on so it's roughly the same length as what you have, and then once you put it back on with the tire, you can get in there and then fine-tune it. So that's basically what that was. You got the replacement and the old one right there. So like as an added bonus, you'll notice that these bushings right here on the old one really just worn out right there, and on the new ones, that's what they're supposed to look like. So if you have some play, you know, in your steering column, your tires are wobbling a little bit. I mean, it could be a lot of things. Tires could just be bad, you know, need balance, you know, they're warped, cupped, whatever. But if you have some play and stuff like that in there, chances are that you might also have some worn out bushings. You can replace just those bushings alone if you want, but these came as a unit. Okay, so here's the deal. We got one of the tie rods on. I'll show you what that looks like, and kind of give you just a little general idea of how these things can be adjusted. So as you can see, this is the new tie rod, and it connects up inside to the main area, and when you turn the handlebar, it actually moves from side to side, and so I'm turning the handlebar, and that's how it moves from side to side, and your wheels turn. So what you do is there's a little flat spot right here, and you can put like a wrench or something on there, and then you can turn it, so you can actually see it moving one way or the other. So when we get the other one on and then put the other wheels on, we're going to put the string around the tires again, and then we can adjust it, and then in order to lock in the adjustment, you simply tighten that part right there, and there's a corresponding one up on the top as well. So let's go ahead and get the other tie rod on the other side, and then we'll get the wheels on and adjust it. All right, so this is what it looks like on the right hand side. You can see that, you know, bushing coming through from the bottom, and then you have those crown nuts right there, and then the cotter pin actually goes through a pre-drilled hole through the nut, I guess you would say, or the screw part of it. And then that goes all the way up on the other side, and it's a very similar setup in there. Basically just the opposite. So as you can see, I haven't put the set nut in place yet because we've got to put the wheels back on and put the string back on and see if this thing is going to be aligned. So let's do that now. All right, so what you got to do is you got to get on this thing and you got to put the handlebars straight, and then we just take our measurements. So I'll jump on there real quick and we'll see how it goes. All right, so in the back, we're off in the back now, right here. You can see it touches in the back wheel's off, but that's because the front wheel right here is way off. We're gonna have to adjust that. And then over here, we're also off. I mean, you can see how this thing kind of like bows around. I don't know if, can you see that on here? So from here, it kind of like bows around a little bit. So we're gonna have to straighten that. And then you can see right here, there's a little bit of play. See that? It should be touching. So we got to adjust where this line is. You can see it's actually cockeyed just a tiny bit in the front. So let's go ahead and adjust that. All right, so we got the right front wheel, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be twisting that tie rod right there, and to make the wheel go inwards a little bit. You want it to be a little bit kind of pigeon-toed, so to speak. So let's see how we can do. So you can see I'm twisting this bar, and you can literally see I'm just doing it with my hand. You can use a wrench on there when it gets tighter, but I'm literally just twisting it, and you can see how the tire itself is coming out. You see the distance here is getting shorter and shorter. I'm literally just twisting that bar one way or the other. And look at that. That's pretty nice. So, okay, so we got that one. It's nice and tight on the front. And then, hey, look what happened to the back. It also tightened the back. See that? So let's go to the other side and kind of twist it a little bit too. So this one's going to need to go the opposite direction. And I'm just going to be, again, twisting this bar one way or the other. See it going in? It's actually going in. And what's happening when that one goes in, the back tire if you recall on the side was a gap right there, and that's also touching real nice right there. So I think that's probably touching pretty good. So we're looking okay. Let's see what it looks like from the front. That's actually not bad. I don't know why that tire's sticking out so far though. Maybe we'll have to look at that. But in terms of being square, it's pretty close. This one still needs to be adjusted. So let's go ahead and I'll twist this. Look at that. See how that twists together? That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty good. I may be twisted in just a little bit too much. Alright, so let's go back and check our handlebars. Well, it looks like they got a little cockeyed. That's what happens. You gotta make sure those handlebars are nice and straight. So let me get up there and do that. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that right now. I'm just gonna tighten down those little lock nuts, and I'm gonna take it for a spin around the block, see how it feels. But you can see that the string is pretty much even all the way around. There's hardly any gaps at all, if any, on the tires, and that's what's the most important part. That's pretty good. Let's check it one more time. See if it needs to be adjusted just a tiny little bit. I don't know, as you can see, that tire looks pretty darn good. It's pigeon-toed just a tiny bit, but that's what you want. And then this one, I think that one could be put pigeon-toed a little bit more. that's just my guess by looking at it. So I'm going to do that and then take it for another spin. All right, well, I call that a success. It is riding way better. It's not pulling to the right. It was really pulling to the right before, and took me a little while because it was kind of overcast and stuff like that. But use that string. That's a great method to use. I've seen some other people put like straight edges and kind of like clamp them to like the brake, you know, the rotor area when you take the tires off. I looked at doing that, but it was a little, I don't know, it was a little burdensome, and they're taking measurements and stuff. So, but if you just use that string method, that is going to be good for 99% of the people that are out there just using it for like recreation and stuff. If you know, you're more competitive, or you're just like anal retentive or whatever, you want to have it perfect, you can always take it to the shop. But that string method totally works great, and I mean, it looks and rides 100% better. Hey, real quick, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, please consider hitting like or subscribe. Or if this was able to help you out, again, please consider hitting like and subscribe. If I get 1,000 subs, then YouTube starts sending me my 24 cents a month or whatever my commission is. And that's been kind of a goal, not really the money, but more so getting the subs up to 1,000, and so it's monetized on the channel. Not about money. I am not sponsored by anybody whatsoever. I just do this for my own fun on my own stuff, and decide to share this kind of thing with you guys because I think that's what you're interested in. So again, if you like this kind of content, or if it helps you out in any way on any of the videos, please hit that subscribe button. It's really easy. It's free for you, and it just helps out my channel a lot. Thanks, guys.